Hey, dude. So this video might be a long one. We'll see. I don't know. I might not be able to do this one take. Might have to edit this one. Um, but this is gonna be like settings, UI, all these like little tricks and gimmicks. Hopefully this will be the last guide I have to make, and then I can do like more fun shit, like I don't know, like crew like content videos or like PvP montage. I don't know, like summons, more shit like that. But I was like, people were asking me to make this guide and shit. Uh, and I don't like to make guides and shit that other people already did or made videos about, but I was asked to make this, so I'll go ahead and make it. So first little trick slash setting. I should probably just go through the settings. I'll talk about this one and then I'll go through all the settings. Where is it? It's camera, and so here's my camera settings. Keep in mind, this is specifically for PC players, and one of my guildmates told me he tried these settings, he didn't like it, and it wouldn't let him switch off of it. So keep in mind before you do this, you either go with it and you learn how to use it and you don't switch off, or you just don't switch to it and you keep your smart camera settings. So what this trick is you switch to manual, you put your locking method on manual, autocorrect camera distance on, angle, I don't know what the fuck that does, I just leave it off, and default or new, I don't know what this is, it doesn't give any description, I just leave it on default. But the important thing here is the locking method manual. So what that does is, let me find a fucking mob real quick. I'll explain as we're trying to find a mob. So basically, whenever it basically turns on the hotkey tab to switch between targets. And what that does is if someone like say leaves your range, and you'll probably, if you played the game, you've probably noticed it'll drop targeting. Let's see, I might have to switch weapons to show this. So it should be a little diamond when you target. Let me aggro him. Nope, just doesn't work on that mob. Okay, it should work on these guys. So I should see that little diamond. My opacity's turned all the way down for bygone, but you should see a little diamond around their hip. See it better right there. So if they leave their targeting area, you'll see I'll hold on, I just did the tab trick. So see, if you leave the area, it'll like, and sometimes it'll just lose targeting. What this means is if you're way out here, you can spam tab and it'll still maintain targeting from way out here. So this is more noticeable in characters like Tsubasa who are like very far away, where if you're shooting and you just keep spamming tab, wolf got in the way. Hold on, let me go find a new mob. This is gonna be a long video. It's gonna take me a while. So I'm shooting, I'm shooting, I'm shooting. If it wants to wake up. Shooting, shooting, shooting. Say I'm aiming this way and I hit tab, your character will turn. Say I'm aiming this way and say I'm using Tsubasa, and I shoot this way. If you're spamming tab, the arrows will actually curve to still hit them. And what that, like, on top of that, extension of that is, like, you have so much range before smart targeting loses targeting. Um, But by spamming tab in the manual camera, especially like this is really noticeable in PvP and like boss fights when there's only one mob, you'll actually get more range by doing this, which is kind of nuts. Um, though the bad side of this and the reason my guildie doesn't do this is like it will struggle on when you're like there's a lot of mobs or when you're close up with this manual trick. It's kind of hard to show you because like I'm used to it by now. But and I don't know if there's a way I can. It'll be pretty hard to set up to show you. Uh, but say like down here, like I think it's more noticeable with King Scythe. Say I want to hit this dude or I hit this dude, it'll do something like that. And like sometimes it won't. It if you're spamming tab and say you want to hit this dude or that dude, it'll keep targeting that dude. Like there's no rhyme or reason to which target if you're hitting tab it'll cycle to. So it's kind of gimmicky and weird to get used to. But I feel like I beat a dead horse with that one, so we'll move on to the next one. If you played the game, most people should have told you about this one. It's just the infinite climb thing. So I don't know about controller or mobile or what the hotkeys are for this, but basically say you're climbing a wall, you hit control to drop down, so hit control and double jump. Alright? Control, double jump, and you hit W to jump back on. So when you get used to this, you can go very fast, and you can scale this wall very fast, and you won't take any stamina. Like, you'll take a little bit, a tiny bit, But I don't want to do it because it'll take so long. But I did climb all the way up that tower before with this trick, and it only took me like 5 minutes to just go from there all the way up there, which is like the tallest tower. And there's an avatar frame up there for you if you want it. But that one most people should know, so I'm not gonna cover it too much. So I put this as jetpack trick. It's not really a trick. It's just something you know. You can dash and pull out your jetpack, which should help you get that like horizontal traveling distance if you're trying to like get to that there platform from there. Like as long as you got the dash bar, you can just keep doing this, and it should help you with your like horizontal traveling. Next trick. This isn't really so much. I'll go back to the settings and do that at the end because I'm already moving on. The next thing is a lot of people don't realize is this Crystal Dust Shop. It refreshes every week, and you can actually buy these booster modules and these advancement modules that you'd normally only get from Bygone. You can get them from here. So that's a little bit of a boost to your gear score. I mentioned it in other videos, but since I'm going through like UI and shit, I figured I'd throw that in there. Crew menus. So this is I got a lot of questions about this, especially since I'm a guild master. So these missions right here, these are weekly missions. You can only accept slash complete for a day or for a week. All right. You don't have to accept one from each little like spot. Like this is kind of a trick to refresh it. If I wanted to, I already did mine for the day, so I can't really show it. I could accept only this mission, complete it, and see what the next mission is to see if I want to do that one instead of one of these and accept that one and would count for this week, if that makes sense. Um, Donations. I know a lot of people ask about this. You get one donation a day for free. This little plus lets you refresh your donation. As you can see, I do two a day, because I am a dolphin and it is my guild. So, and for me, I don't expect other people to do it. I'm sure there's guilds out there that have every single member doing all their donations a day just to get to that ranking. Aid request is only if you don't have whatever item it is you're donating for the day. So for me, it's honey. And right here where it says number of items requested, it tells me I only have one honey, and you need three to donate. Okay. And then another thing I'll mention is you can also request aid for vehicle parts. So right here, you can see this dude's requesting for shock absorbers. That's not a guild donation item. He's just being an asshole. Um, and this is more for like just so you know why you do those. So you get these crew merits you can use in your guild shop. And right now our guild's only level 3, but later on when I'm able to upgrade the guild, and I'll explain that in a bit. Oop, wrong place. Crew store. You'll be able to buy shit. And as you can see at level 3, this is all the shit we can buy. We can buy purples right here. If we get to level 4, we'll be able to buy the rest of the purples. And obviously, like max level I think is 7. 5 and 6 and shit, we'll be able to buy yellow equipment. So for me, I'm saving my cruise points because you don't get that much for when we're able to buy yellows. Um, so here's a little trick for like all guild masters if you don't want to like force people to donations. For me, you hit status, you can filter. I usually kick by 3 days. So these two guys, I'll probably kick as I get more people who request. You can kick and invite people as much as you want. All right. So if I really wanted to, and I hate telling you all this trick because other people guilds will know about it. You can, if I wanted to, I could kick everyone on this list, all 160 members, and invite another 160 people, and they'd be able to do their daily donation. And then I could kick them and add another 160, and they'd be able to do their daily donations. For someone who got kicked out of a guild or leave, the cooldown to rejoin a different guild is only 2 hours. Um, I don't know if them rejoining refreshes their daily donation. I don't think so. I'm just refilling the guild with new people, and it's kind of a way to like speed up how fast you get your donations done, like how many like points, and also at the same time keep your guild active. So I already told you you get these green points for donation. What guild masters get, so you got an idea, is they get these crew funds. So what the guild masters can do with the crew funds, and I think their deputies can do it too, is they upgrade their guild. So the base upgrade lets you have 5 more members, and I was told max is like 180, like the final max. As you can see, we need a lot of points. Treasury gives you that bonus, like more dark crystals for everyone in the guild every week that just hands out for free. Keep in mind you do need to upgrade your treasury to what level it is to the whatever level the base is, so that way you can get to the next level. So say the base is level 3 and my treasury was only level 2, the fun cap wouldn't be high enough for me to upgrade to level 4. I made that mistake. I was hoping I could just skip the treasury. Please don't make that mistake. Crew store is where you would need to upgrade to be able to get more stuff in the store, like all that purple equipment and stuff. But yeah, I think that's everything in crew. For guild masters, save is how you save this message, so you don't have to type it every time, and the level restriction. Auto approve is if someone tries to join the crew, it'll auto recruit them. Private recruitment is so people can't join or request your guild anymore. So hitting publish is how you send this message in the level requirement in world chat right here. So I'll go ahead and do it so y'all can see. Hit the skier, wait for it to pop up because there's a little bit of lag. Sometimes you have to close it and reopen it. There we go. Hit publish. And there you go. You'll see I typed it right here without actually having to type. And that's how you hit that join a crew button. So I think that's about it for crew. Team teleport trick. So I'll do this one last because I got to get someone invite me to a team so I can show a mechanic for a video. So I'll go back to that once someone invites me. Multiple relics. So this is a thing some people know, some people not. You probably know this if you played. So relics, right? There's these sets. The game doesn't really tell you this. You can have multiple relic sets, right? It could be whatever two you want. And what that does is making it is you see this little button where it says G. I can cycle between relics on the bottom right if right here, right here. You didn't see it. It lets you cycle between relics. So that way, like if you're exploring and stuff and say like, oh, I want to fly or like whatever, but then like let's say I hit that water, right? I can just hit G and cycle to my jet board. Or like I find something I need to use a hand cannon on, I can cycle a hand cannon and swap off. It's very useful. Now keep in mind you can't swap weapon or relics in Bygone and ranked PvP, but anywhere else you can. So it's very useful for those. All right, what next? So suppressor level. All right. So one thing I don't think I've mentioned this before is your gear's constellation in stars, it does affect your gear score and suppressor level. So if you do need a little bit more, I can switch to, I think I have a team just for suppressor somewhere. I don't. But basically, if I wanted to, I could have Subasa, Samir, and Shiro because they're all 2, 3 stars, and it'd give me a little bit more gear score. And I was told if you really wanted to, you could switch to a weapon that has SR that has 6 stars, and it might give you a little bit more gear score assuming you max it out to level 90. That is one way to skimp out a little more gear score. Matrices do affect gear score, so generally don't do blues. If you don't have a set of purples, that's fine. At minimum, at least put on purples. If you can, put on golds. Summon shop explanation. So I don't know, like if you play the game, you probably know this, and a lot of this is probably sounding repetitive. But every time you summon, you get one of these chips. If you summon a weapon, you have max constellations. So say for example, like SR weapons, you'll probably max those out very fast. If you summon one of those after you max it out, you do get bonus chips. So it does speed up how fast you get these chips. In the gold chips, so the gold summons and the gold matrix summons, you can buy dupes. Actually, I think it's just the weapons you can buy, or the plain gold one you can buy dupes every 120. I'm pretty sure in the Matrix, yeah, you don't have to buy dupes. So in the Matrix and the limited store, you do not have to buy dupes. You can just buy the straight up copy. Like I don't own Nemesis, I skipped her banner, but if I had 120, I could pull her here. Fucking. Oh, my brain farted. Eh. Amen. Okay, very well. Um. Yeah. Generally for limited banners, okay, my brain farted. I'm sorry. Let me go back. So first, most of you probably realize this because of the bug that happened a few days ago. But for these specifically, whenever the banner changes, it's converted to whatever the chip is for the gold ones. So generally, the rule of thumb is you don't want to pull an unlimited banner unless you can hit that hard pity 120, so you can spend your coins in the shop. Some shop gold farming. So, who is this? Sure. Um, Gold farming. So how I get my gold is there's a support store. You can buy a lot of gold here, and you get these support points by basically, let me pull it up. So if you go to here where you spin your vitality, right? And you spin your vitality and you run out of vitality. This is something you can do. You can go, what I do is usually I go in a dimension trial because it usually is the fastest to clear. I just go to the lowest difficulty, match it up with some randoms, and I did another video on this, but there's actually an auto button. So you can just hit auto while you're farming for the support points. It's on the lowest difficulty, so it should be pretty easy to clear. It's just a few, like 2 rooms of mobs. And that's how I farm my support points. It doesn't matter the difficulty, you will always get 150 support points per run, and it maxes out at 1500 a day, which is honestly a lot of gold you can be farming off of that. Because if you haven't hit cap rain fart, you'll probably run out of gold at some point. I know I already did it like a week ago. A lot of people are, but yeah. How to see weapon skill details. So another little menu thing, some dude's begging to get in the guild. Is if you hit this little magnifying glass below the weapon, you'll be able to pull up all the weapon skills, all their attack percents. Keep in mind, it's like Genshin when you level up the weapon, so like from 1 to 90, uh, max I believe is 150 eventually. You'll be able to see all your percentages and like how everything scales. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is still bugged. You can't see this, but yeah, that's a little thing to help. So no one invited me to a team, so I'm just gonna make one. So create team. So I should be able to show it. I can't really show it. So if this button right here, this is how you leave a team, right? So this button right here, this little magnifying glass, if I'm the party leader, I can press it and it will pull all of you, even if your channel change thing is on a cooldown. I'll explain that in a second. Say you want to change channels to what channel all of your team or your crew is on, but it's on cooldown, you can just ask your team leader if he's on that channel to hit this magnifying button, and it'll send you a message to ask if you want to come to his channel. Now, also, like if you're not the team leader, uh, the button should show up as a dude and a dude behind a dude. If that makes sense, it's weird to explain. It's 2 people, one behind another. You can hit that and you'll teleport to whatever channel the team leader is on. Now, there's a little trick with this. If you're on a different channel and you try to change channel, or if you hit that button to change channels to whatever your team leader is on, and you're on a different channel, you'll actually teleport to where they are exactly. Like if it won't work if you're on the same channel, but say some dude is like over there, right, and he's on a different channel and he changes channels, he'll pop up right here. Even if you're in a boss fight, even if you're in a world boss fight. So that is one way I could show it, but no one wants to fucking invite me to a team. But that is one way to speed up traversal. I think that's everything in terms of UI and shit. Let me go through all my settings. So, blah, 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 UID. So, sound settings, that's personal, whatever you want. Hit frame, I have no clue what that does. I just have it on. Camera vibration, I'm gonna turn that off. I don't know why it's on. And again, this game has a bug to where it keeps resetting your settings. So, sometimes I don't have an answer for that. Discharge skill animation, I do recommend that's off because the animation is very cool and it looks very graphic and stuff. However, you're not invincible while you do it, so you can get hit. So I do recommend turning that off if you're doing anything that you could possibly die in. Standby hidden weapon, I'm gonna turn that off. That's how, pretty sure that's just how like the weapon just shows up. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I thought. Hide gear score. That's if you don't want, like, if you're super competitive and then you're in Bygone and you're racing for Bygone or something, you don't want people to see what your combat score is. You can turn that off. Show blue dot prompts. I leave that on. Don't know what it does. Again, non-wanderer info. That's like their mobs and shit. If you want to see their like health bar and their level and stuff. Wander info is your it's like random people you see their infos. The rest of this is whatever. Important one right here. Auto climb. Turn that off. Anytime you go near a wall, it'll just start climbing. That gets very what's it called? Very annoying. Manual sprint, I leave that off. I like my character to always be sprinting. Now we'll go to display. This all most of this will be personal and your computer dependent. I run Brilliant. I like the way it looks more. I'm gonna pull up advanced settings. I leave basically like texture and material qualities, like how my character looks and shit. I leave that at medium. Same screen wanderer. I kind of skipped over this. That's how many people you can see on the screen at once. They limit this so that way it's like easier on people's computers. I had that shit cranked all the way up. Vegetation detail, I don't care about vegetables. View distance, that's personal, that's up to you. I run it on low and I haven't run into any problems. Post production, no clue what that does. And all of this is personal. Usually every game I only run at 60. You can run at 120 though. Camera, all this is personal. Manual, I already explained that. Message settings, this is just shit that'll pop up in the bottom left for you to accept what you want to be able to see. If it's off, you would have to go to the menu to see it. Show non-teammate wanderer HP bar, I like to see them on. Most of this stuff is for healers. I just leave all of them on. It depends, like if you don't like your screen cluttered, you can turn them off. All of this is like if you don't want people to see your personal info and shit like that. I like to leave them all on because I don't care. So opacity. I do recommend if you play Bygone to turn all these down. Now the benefit to not being able to see your animations. So for me, uh, so say I use my skill, it's very you see more on Meryl. You can't see my skill, and they'd be like, "That's pretty hard to aim." Yes, however, for perfect dodges, believe it or not, a red light will show up on their body somewhere whenever the frame the perfect dodge shows up. It's very fast and it's very small. So that's why I leave mine all the way turned down so that way I can see that red light or red dot so I can get those perfect dodges. Now, that is just Bygone. If I'm playing PvP, you can't perfect dodge. So I technically don't need to see it. However, I need to see their skills. That way I don't get hit by those. That's when I turn that opacity all the way back up. So PvP, I have opacity up. Bygone and PvE, I have it turned down. Simulacra voice, again, personal if you want to hear your waifu talking to you in your ear. These are controls. If you want to see what your hotkeys are on the bottom right, you have to hit display shortcut hints on. The game likes to turn this off on its own. It's very annoying, I know. I just turn it on and off every time. And yeah, that should be it for settings, and that should be it for the video. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out a lot. I appreciate any little help I can get. If I miss anything, please mention in the comments and I will pin the message. Um, and if there's any more guides you would like to see, please mention them in the comments. Um, but yes, that should be everything. And if you want to see, I do stream daily on Twitch, and I appreciate it if you stop by and say hello.